welcome to another edition of the Blowing Bubbles podcast. I'm your host, Karana, and I have the one and only, the talented Mr. Nick LaVelle in the house today. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I
Thank you
am
for having me once
wonderful.
again. Rub them
Thank
hands. Rub them hands.
you.
All right now.
Yes.
Chocolate drop. But no, yeah. Thank you for having me. Sorry for being late. Look,
It's all
y'all gotta
good.
stop being late to y'all podcast interviews. These people are putting the time and effort to interview us. We gotta do better. I'm starting with myself. I'm gonna step it up.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate you being here with me. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot of big things.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it. I've been watching you and following you, and so I love music.
Okay.
Like love music. If I had took a different path in life, I'd have been a singer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But
You know you can sing
I had a
too.
couple of kids.
Ain't no
kinda
listen.
young, and
I got a
was
couple
like-
kids too. Now I got a lot of kids.
It's a little
Listen.
bit different for the mothers, though.
I know. I ain't gonna lie. It is different. That's why.
Yes.
Shouts to all the mothers out there because Lord,
Yes,
I
we
know.
make those sacrifices. But I did have an opportunity. I tracked this guy down. Now, mind you, this was before the internet. Wasn't no internet.
Okay.
Tracked this guy down. I saw him on BET with Donnie Simpson.
Oh.
And I looked this man. I've always been a very good researcher. And he happened to be an agent out of, I think he was out of Denver. But he managed a lot of people. He had a crazy roster. And he was going to be, I'm from Ohio. He was going to be in Ohio to sign some athletes.
All right.
And he was like, well, I'll be in Columbus this weekend. You know, you
that's
can
where
come
you from?
down.
You from Columbus?
I'm from Youngstown.
Youngstown. Oh Lord.
Yeah, don't do that, dude.
Youngstown.
Don't do the yo. Don't do that. It's a little rugged.
Oh, it is. It's
a
definitely.
little
See,
rugged.
I'm from Detroit, so
Okay.
when I was even when I was in college, we traveled a lot. We had a lot of chapters in my fraternity that's in Ohio, so Youngstown State University used to pull up there.
Yeah.
And then just
Shout
all
out
over
to the
Ohio.
Penguins. I'm a Penguin.
Yeah. Shout out to the Iotas out there, Youngstown State, man. So
Yeah. So this guy, he was. I sang for him, and he was like, oh. And the way that I approached him, because this man invited me to his hotel room, and he was like, when he opened the door, he was like, I'm so relieved to see you. I was suited and booted. I mean, I had on full double-breasted suit.
okay.
And, you know, some heels. And he was like, I was afraid to invite you to my hotel because I don't get down like a lot of people in the industry, and I did not know how you were going to approach me.
Got you.
And he was impressed with my demeanor, how I presented myself. And he was like, yeah, we're going to sign you, and you got 2 weeks to be in LA. And I was like, oh, that's so dope. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so where me and my kids are going to stay? He was like, your kids. You can come. You can figure that out later. And I didn't go.
Ooh, Lord.
I did not go. I did not want to leave my babies.
What you should have did. Look, it don't matter. It's all good.
This was in 1995. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Wow, you don't look. Oh, that's what's up, man. Black don't crack, y'all.
Thank you.
Unless you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You just missed my son. My son was here, my oldest son, and his middle name is LaVelle.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Well, fun fact, my middle name is LaVelle. That is my,
LaVelle.
that's my middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Small world.
Yeah.
What made you name him? What made you give him that?
There was a deal. Me and my ex, he get the boys and I get the girls.
Okay.
Came out a boy.
Okay.
So
Cool.
the neighbor across the street, my son, it was actually my little brother's best friend. Name is LaVelle, and he named him. He was like, I like that name.
Yeah, LaVelle is a smooth name, man. Kind of like got a little Italian, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
LaVelle.
my son's smooth.
Oh, he's
He's
smooth. Okay.
totally smooth. Totally
That's
smooth.
dope.
So you from Music City?
Yeah.
Like people call Nashville Music City.
Country music city, but we from the R&B.
Music
Motown.
City. How long you been singing?
About, I feel like this. I've been holding the tune and the note for about 5-6 years. No, I probably like 7 or 8. I always had aspirations to sing. I never been the strongest singer, but I like my sound. You know, now I've always wanted to improve and I continue to do that. You know, as I get older in the industry or as I grow, I definitely will, you know, invest with a vocal coach and just, you know, continue to train. But I just love my sound, and I just been embedded in that for the last like 7-8 years. And I started
That's
in college,
amazing.
doing music.
That's amazing because most people, especially that achieve a high level, they've been singing since they were like 2 and 3 years old. And you saying like you just
Yeah, I
started.
taught
as
myself how to sing. If
adult.
that's because it's like I couldn't sing where I do now back then, so I just kept perfecting it, working on different things, singing different records, and trying to project and perfect those type of vocals. But what's so crazy is my children can actually sing. Like my daughter can actually sing, but her mom is a really great singer.
Okay.
So she got best of both worlds, but majority she got that from her mom. So it's dope because I'm hearing her, and I have my sons, even them dudes, they can hold a little note, and I just feel with the right practice, if I get a vocal coach that can come and train all of us, then I think we might be on this.
Come on, get your Joe Jackson on.
Oh my Lord, if I hear that again, Lord, please.
You better do it. I'm telling you.
Man.
If my parents had done that, because all of us, my whole family can sing.
That's what it is, though. People don't realize it's sad, especially in our community.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we're not taught like it's a repetitive cycle of not being brought up a certain way. We're always in a survival mode. Our parents are always surviving, and they're always they're doing everything they can to make sure that you guys have the necessities.
Right.
And the extra stuff that they can provide, it's once every blue moon. So now, as I'm getting older and me having children, my goal is to do all the things that my parents didn't do with me, on top of the stuff that they did do.
Yeah.
I'm very involved. Sports, I'm at every game. I'm at every practice. I'm doing extra stuff outside. I sign my kids up for acting classes. I sign my kids up for vocal lessons. I do every single component, or try to check everything I can, just for I can live with the result. If they just don't do good at it, if they're not successful at it, I'll live with that. But I hate feeling like I'm not giving them an opportunity. You're not about to be in my house all day playing on the laptop or the iPad or your phone. You're not about to play the video game all day. You're going to get outside. We're going to go to the park. We're going to play. We're going to do fun stuff. All right, we're going to take trips. We're going to go out the state. We're going to go to the beach, go to Florida. We're going to do different stuff. So, yeah, I feel like that is so unfair because I already know where you're going with it because I went through it. I had football practice, football tryouts that was 5 minutes from my house in Detroit. But we had young parents. In their mind, they're not taking it. They're not looking at the same thing. Some people just don't see the vision. They're not taking it as serious as you could.
That vision piece.
It's the vision piece. When you have parents, when your parents are very innovative and they're very, now not taking nothing away from my parents are they're visionaries in their own capacity with their things. And even within us, they instilled, like my mom was really huge on education.
Okay.
That was her biggest thing. She wants to go to some good college. She made sure she was on top of us as far as academics. And for the most part, me and my siblings, we excel really well academically. But in the same breath, she wasn't big on sports. So, and she wasn't against it. She wanted me to play sports. Like, she's the reason why I even played football, because she actually like took me there, and I was kind of like nervous because it was like I'm being introduced to it at a later age. And I'm like, man, it's just different now. But and then my dad, I wish he would have been a little bit more hands on with the sports, but he did what he could. He also worked overnight. Okay. So that was another thing. It was tough, man.
My dad was a graveyard shift guy too.
Yeah,
so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, how old are your children?
So my youngest is about to be 2 in September. Then it goes 6, 7, 8. That's all the boys. And then I have a 11-year-old daughter, and then my fiance has a 13-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. So total in the household, about 5 kids.
Oh, I love big families. I had 5 that I raised as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. Dope. Gave birth to 4 and adopted 1.
Dope. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah.
How was the adoption stuff? Because I hear about that stuff all the time, and I think it's such a courageous, brave situation, and especially depending on what age. If you adopting kids.
Yeah, it wasn't traditional. she's my cousin.
Okay.
We're first cousins, and she was like my baby from the time she was born anyway. But through no fault of her own, she ended up in foster care. And I said, oh, no, no, no. And I pretty much committed kidnapping because I went and got her.
Damn, that's real.
I did. I went and got her. My grandmother hadn't been long past, so I was like, my grandmother rolling over. None of hers would be in no foster.
Hey, yo!
No, I literally went and got her. And
Grams is in it.
fortunately, I was doing so well that when the social worker came to my house, he was like, oh, shit. He didn't challenge me.
He didn't challenge.
And he went to court advocating for me. They fast tracked us because I had no paperwork. I couldn't get her in school. So she was out of 4 months out of school. And I was like, yo, if I kept my child out of school, y'all would charge me.
Right.
She was 11. So it was a pretty crucial age.
Oh, you got her at 11?
Yes.
But you've
Yes.
been around her whole life.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So she just fit right in line with mine. She's 37, my daughter's 35, then my oldest son is 34, then 32, then 30.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm around your kids' age.
Yeah, they like bam, 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 bam.
Damn, it's so crazy. Your vibe doesn't remind me of my mom. Energy-wise, as far as just, my mom raised 3 of us. But not taking away from, it was my dad. My dad was involved for 16 years, and then they got divorced, which was cool. It happens normal. And shoot, I was in my household 2 more years, and I was in college after that. So
nice.
It's not like she still had, to a certain extent, she definitely had help, and then she ended up remarrying. And her husband now he's such a phenomenal dude. I love him so much.
Oh, I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Now, did your family have any challenges blending, like your father and your stepfather?
So I'm gonna break it down. It's so the guy that raised me is not my biological father.
Okay.
That's my brother and sister's dad. But I consider him my dad because, like I said, he raised me. My mom met him when I was 2 months. So
okay.
I think at 2 months, I don't know nobody else. My biological father lived in Tennessee. He played in the NFL, and he was, Rolling Stone. So he lives in a different state, and he did want to be involved. But back then, I just don't know what the situation. I don't know what the situation is like. I just know, I know how hard it is right now for me to have children, because there was a point in time I had children in 3 different states, and having to be able to balance that and do this and do that. He was in a similar situation. My dad had 4 kids at 22, so.
Me too.
And yet being young, and you're chasing a dream, especially as an athlete, and we all know how that goes.
Yes.
It's not that I'm making excuses for it, but in a sense, it's almost like I can actually empathize with. We'll say this: you were irresponsible up front, but then once the kids came, it's like, damn, what do you really want him to do? Because he can't really make it. He can't come to Detroit as often. He has football, he has training camp, but nevertheless, I was raised in a 2-parent household. I don't even.
Shout out to the man who stepped up as your father.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so crazy because it's just the way the world works. It's like I don't even have a strong relationship with him now because I don't know. Even with me, I think it's just more so out of touch. And it's he's still living in Detroit, and every time I get a chance, when I do get a chance, I try to hit him up, I try to go visit him. But he's had a rough life himself, having been divorced, losing both of his parents, and losing family members, seeing a decline in income. Because there was a point in time, this dude, he was the hottest shit around. I can say that, about my stepdad. He was that dude, man. Very nice looking guy, tall, real black man, a man. You know what I'm saying? A real provider. We had the biggest house on the block. We lived in the hood, but we still had a nice house. Your
upbringing sounds a lot like my children.
And he did. He had nice cars. He worked at the plant. He was making 6 figures in the 90s and the early 2000s. That was before. That was before 9/11. That was before just a lot of stuff that just didn't occur, and he was killing the game. And I just think as a young man, we tend to not mature as fast as older women or women our age. And I think stuff just didn't go right. And, as time went on, my mom outgrew each other. Boom. My mom, I watched her struggle because she started going to school. When I went to high school, she went back to school. And she was pursuing, becoming a a registered nurse, and then eventually a doctor. That was her goal. But
wow.
that person, when I see people talk about like struggle and perseverance and overcoming obstacles, she is the epitome of that. Like, my mom is next level with this shit. That's why I can't even date or deal with a person that just don't have a relentless mindset, because I watch a person with 3 kids, income, making $13 an hour, credit not the best, pull it together, figure it out. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't out here stripping. She went out here sucking and fucking. She wasn't doing nothing. And she just was such a solid woman. I watched her get to it. And she was doing it by herself because, you know, men are spiteful. Men are, you know, tender. When they don't get their way, you know, men act certain ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm a victim of it. I do it sometimes, and I'm not trying to be that way, or I don't purposely try to be that way. But yeah, so when she found her husband, it was like I even cried at the wedding, because I was just like, I know what this woman's been through. I've seen it firsthand. And for her to find a man that really loves her, really value and appreciate her for what she does, she deserves it. And it is what it is. But my biological father, which is crazy, me and him developed a relationship as I got older.
Okay.
So our relationship is like next level. Like, I would say, like, he's damn near one of my best friends. My dad, I tell my dad anything. I could actually talk to my dad about stuff that I just can't talk to my mom about. Because I know my dad is not going. My mom is just so hard. My mom still can make me cry, goddamn it. But it's like, it's certain stuff I can tell my dad. That is like, all right, cool, I feel comfortable telling him. I can't tell my mom because I don't got time to hear what she got to say. And it's not that, oh, you're trying to run away from the smoke. It's that sometimes people want to be able to speak to you without your input or judgment.
Yeah,
or
listen to me.
Just listen to me, man, because I want you to hear everything. My mom is just so quick. She's so happy, but I get it, man. I know what she's been through, and, you know, I don't fault her for it. But
now,
yeah.
is she a doctor now?
Yeah, mom's a doctor now. Hey, what I say.
Listen, I'm slipping, Nick. Usually I blow bubbles. When somebody say something like powerful like that, I usually will literally blow bubbles.
Yeah, she just got her doctor's degree last year, or a year and a half ago.
Shout out to Mom for not giving up.
No.
What is your mother's name?
Marquita. Everybody call her Quita.
Quita, shout out to you for sticking in there, for doing everything that you had to do, and finding love, and still pursuing your dreams. You are the real MVP.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sheesh.
Shout out to you.
I love it. I love
absolutely,
it.
man.
Where you at in the birth order?
I'm the oldest. Oldest on my mom's side, second oldest on my dad's side, but the oldest boy on both sides, regardless.
Okay. Something about that oldest.
Yeah, I'm a natural born leader.
Yes.
And I had to make the mistakes first. So it's like the stuff that I went through, and my brothers and sisters, they'll attest to this. I went through so much as a child. So when I say I wasn't in the streets, but I was like a regular like day-to-day lifestyle of a kid in Detroit growing up in the early 2000s and the 90s. It was fun. It was
height
regular.
Of the crack era. So it was a lot of turmoil in our community.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we still could have fun back then.
Still could have fun. That was the best part about it. Yeah, we was around crackheads and dope fiends, but we was cool with the neighborhood crackheads.
Exactly.
And we ain't like,
you knew who could fix stuff.
Yep. You know exactly what it was.
You got the one for the cable. You got the one to fix the car.
Yeah. You can jump
one
the
install
car.
the stereo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we really grew up in the hood. We did all hood stuff. Like, we had the bootleg cable for a little minute. We had the light. We had somebody cut the lights on, cut the water on. We always had a little plug. But that's just so crazy when you really think about. Like, I mean, I'll tell people this. I'm so hood. I ain't even gonna say so hood. I grew up in the hood. I was in a position where it's like, we walked everywhere. All right, we walked everywhere. Man, we used to play basketball. We used to pull a basketball rim in the middle of the street and put it on like the sidewalk, and we'll hoop in the middle of the street, wait till the cars pass by, have a good game going. You know what I'm saying? A good ass game going. It used to be so lit. I used to have a thick basketball goal in front of my house. It had like the glass, the fiberglass. They had bought it for like my 13th birthday, and it was crazy. Everybody in the hood, people from other hoods, Joy Road, Evergreen, everybody used to come all down from like blocks to come play in front of my house because it had the nicest rim. So that was dope. We used to collect cans back then and take the cans to the grocery store, recycle them, and then go get us a $5 pizza or go get us some candy. Like, we really was on that, cut grass, shovel snow. We used to go around the whole
hustle
neighborhood.
game for real.
Real hustlers.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, people already knew when I was a kid. They were like, he gonna be a real hustler. Like, he just got it.
That's dope. Now, how did you end up in Atlanta?
So actually, this is my second time being in Atlanta. First time I was on this little rush, man. I had just graduated from college, and that's when I started doing music towards the end of my college career. And I was just doing it for fun, you know. I was throwing parties and concerts and events at my school. And one day I was just trying some shit. Because I always knew I was going to be in entertainment. I always knew that I was going to eventually become like a major promoter of events and do stuff like that. I just didn't know what the future held for me. I didn't know that this was going to be the result of this, because I didn't have this as a vision. It's just one thing led to another. So I started doing music, and then people started liking the music. So you gravitate towards where you're finding success. And I'm still working a regular job, and I'm doing music as a hobby. But then it's like, I realized quick, like, oh man, this should take a lot of money and dedication.
Yeah.
Because you have to be available.
Yes.
When you're pursuing anything entrepreneur, you just have to have availability and, you know, excess amount of cash or resources to get where you need to go. So I graduated, I packed everything, and I just moved to Atlanta back in 2015. And when I moved, it was straight. It was a culture shock, though.
Okay.
I came down here with like 5,000, thinking that's about to do something.
What you like in 2 months?
5. I said, I blew through that money so fast. My car got repossessed. My aunt would let me sleep on her couch, but I still was like, I need my own shit.
Yeah.
Here come mom, saving the day. She sent me some money. I went and bought a car on Craigslist. This one Craigslist was popping. And I ended up flipping the car for more. So I end up, you know, the hustling. I end up flipping about 3 or 4 cars until I got to a certain amount of money. And I ended up getting a crib. And I kind of bounced back, bought me a couple little jobs. Everything was smooth. And then it just got to the point, I was like, man, I got to get up out of here, man. I was in a relationship with a chick back home. Well, she was my baby mom's at the time. And, well, no, she wasn't my baby mom at the time, but she was the girl I was in love with. And I just couldn't take it, being away from her. I was like, man, and I was like, shit, I want to come back. So I ended up moving back, and then we got together, and then I just started popping off on the music even harder. After that, I got my shit together. I got my team. We came back full throttle. We had a better plan.
That's what's up. So one thing that you said that I want to highlight and commend you for, you said, I'm still working a regular job. You know how many people I know that they will have a whole fit just for anybody to know they got a job? Like,
yeah.
Why do we feel ashamed of working a job? Like, what's wrong with people?
Well, I don't work a regular job now, but at that time, I did. And I didn't have a problem with it. But I see both sides. I think what it essentially is, elevation. I don't know. It's a perception thing.
Definitely perception.
If I'm pursuing something at a higher level, and then I'm working a job with individuals that I'm deemed equal to, it kind of lose the value of what I'm trying. So if I'm a rapper and I'm making maybe a book for shows, but I got people that can see me any day of the week, and I got somebody telling me what to do at the job, I gotta do this assignment, but it just doesn't coincide. But get to a point where you don't have to work a job. You know, there's so many things now in today's society that you can monetize on as an artist. You can have your own podcast, generate income there. You can book your own shows. You know what I mean? All it takes is for you to, you know, attach yourself to another brand or another artist, book your own shows, put out content on social media. You get paid. There's so many things you can do. and you can do stuff from home.
Absolutely.
You know, you can create a job. You know, sell merch. Because
Yes.
there's about 6-7 ways as an artist that you can monetize to where you can bring in money. Long as you create the fans and you build your real audience and you cater to the audience, all you need, people always think like you need 1 million fans. No, you need maybe a few hundred to 1,000 fans that's willing to spend all the time with you.
When I'm coaching people, I tell them there's a difference between followers and fans. Go ahead and get them followers, but the fans are the ones going to spend money on you.
Absolutely.
They'll buy a ticket and support your show. They'll buy a T-shirt. If you're selling rubber wristbands, they're going to buy it. Them followers, they might like your stuff on social media.
Yeah, no, I see that all the time.
Yeah. But that's dope. That's dope. Now, you have been in this game for less than 10 years, and you worked with some very prominent figures.
Yeah,
How do you go from I'm just kind of promoting shows to I'm making records with Vito and Jacquees? How does that happen?
Relationships. I think one thing people can't say about me is I'm not no fake Nick at all. I'm a very I like to say that I'm a solid individual because I'm in tune with myself. I know my opportunities for growth and development. And I think a lot of people live in these figments of imagination and these facades. So they get caught up sometimes in the matrix. I don't. I know what's going on. I peep the vibes. I'm hip to what's already moving and shaking. So when I come around, it's nothing but real shit going on with us. All right, we not fake. We not yes men. We telling you about yourself. And hey, if you don't like me, it is what it is. You ain't gonna stop my motion. That's the approach I have with a lot of dudes and a lot of females, a lot of people in general. And I think they be like, damn, I can't do nothing but respect it. Cause you can, but I'm not being rude and I'm not trying to be disrespectful ever. But I think just like when I go places, I'm not like their entourage. Like I'm on my own. Like I'll throw my own party, my own after party the same day as this nigga. It is what it is. Even if I only bring out 50 people, that's my 50 people that came to support me. I'm rocking out with them. And they can respect that. But then when it gets to the point where the artist like, no, bro, come mess with us, then it's cool. I just don't want to seem like the guy that's like riding y'all shit. I be more so like I got my own lane. I create my own shit, and I think that's what a lot of artists, a lot of labels, a lot of managers, a lot of companies, they respect that about me because they're like, yo, he got his own motion, do his own thing. So that right there, in a sense, has put me in a place where people are comfortable. I'm gonna do a record with them, and then I'm not coming to them to do shit for free. I'm like, hey, how much you want? All right, I'll do it for this price. Bet. Let's go ahead and get the business together. We knock the business out, and that's like I said. I think just my whole approach. They just love the overall approach of how I am as a man. I understand the business. I understand what needs to be done, and I just get it done. I don't waste your time. I ain't about to sit here and talk your ear off, beat your ear down. So
that's dope. Now, who was your biggest musical inspiration?
Chris Brown.
Crazy.
Yeah, Chris Brown. That's been the person that I've been like. I don't know. He's kind of been like. I shaped my game around him with my own splash for years because he's always been. It still is Usher's as well, but Usher was more so when I was growing up and I was like still young. I didn't understand music. But as I got older and I was able to understand music and understand the business, then Chris Brown became like the forefront. And then some of the stuff Chris Brown, been through adversity.
Yes.
I haven't been through nothing as far as domestic, but just adversity with just life in general. I feel like I've overcame, and I just love his story and how he has constantly broke barriers, and even despite the stigma behind him and the black cloud that's over him sometimes, he still manifests and gets through.
And does. With exception.
Absolutely.
I really like Chris Brown. I do. He was here Thursday?
Yesterday. He was here
14.
third. He was here, 14, but he was on the 5th and the 6th as well.
I almost had front row seats. Almost. I was like, give me
crazy. I wish I didn't go to these shows. I went to the Tycoon Fest, so that was dope. I went to that and tapped in with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, that was my first time ever meeting him. So
I had never met him. Okay. Now, you gonna sing a little bit for me?
Not the way my
you are talking.
Yeah, I don't know. It's my daughter, man. She out kissing them damn babies, man. Babies be sick as hell. I wish.
They do.
Like, ooh, ooh, ooh. See, I can't do a ooh. It's over with. But you can sing. Oh, now it's this. It's all good. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now,
We
you are a father, you are an entrepreneur, you are a whole entire go-getter. What do you want your legacy to be when you decide I'm done?
Man, I just want people to always remember, like, yo, he was a innovator. He broke barriers, kicked down doors, he created opportunities for others. He created opportunities for himself, absolutely, but he showed y'all the blueprint on how to navigate as an independent artist, how to attach yourself to brands, how to monetize off your talent, how to leverage your credit and things around you to, fund your career, and just showing you different ways to get it, and never sit around or wait around for a motherfucker to give you the opportunity. Like, you go get your own, go create your own opportunity. You don't gotta wait on nobody. And I think in a nutshell, that's ultimately what I want people to know. And doing it with a smile, doing it with swag and drip and with high energy, all while being a typical stereotype, black man who got felonies, who got children, multiple baby moms, and pretty boy, all this shit. Yeah, I did it with all of this. So if I can manage to make it happen, what's your excuse?
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, felonies, how did you serve time in prison?
Yeah, 6 months.
Oh, wow. I say 6 minutes is too long.
Oh, yeah. Anything past 3 minutes at this point, he did it.
Say
no. Yep. Fuck it. I ain't got time. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. It's just so crazy because I was talking to my brother earlier. He's a correctional officer. Oh, no, he's a probation officer.
Okay.
In Michigan. And we talk about, my cases. And I'm eligible for expungement for both of my felonies because there are two. One is in Michigan, one is in Tennessee. And I haven't been in trouble in the law since, though. Like, my cases are from 2013 and 16. So we're talking 11 years and close to 8 years. So I was like, and they're non-violent, so I didn't hurt anyone. Everything I did is all on me. I never had no co-defendants. I didn't have nothing. It was just my information, just me. I got caught up in the wrong place, wrong time. And, I handled my eyes, and it was what it was. But, man, I was talking, it's just so funny because one of my cases, if it happened in another city, I would never went to jail. I would never did anything because it just be that difference of environment of a community where something this big something like this wouldn't even stick in this market. You know what I mean?
Get it. Atlanta, the Metro Atlanta is like that.
Yep, it's like that
somebody
in
who
Detroit.
got a charge had some marijuana at a studio in Atlanta and drove out to Rockdale County and got stopped and ended up getting locked up.
Yeah, them counties, and once you get deep into them, I ain't messing around.
Yeah, so that's good that you can get that expunged, but you're still doing everything you want to do.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't stop nothing. I've had great probation officers. Like my probation officer, once she got me off. She recommended me to get released early, and she was coming to my shows.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I'm saying? Because she seen the vision. All my life, I never really was involved in trouble. Like, I didn't get in trouble until I got older. And it was, like, not stuff that, like, I just never been on this stuff. Like, it's just stuff that you'd be like, damn. You look at my cases, you'd be like, damn, that ain't really, it wasn't no crazy shit, It wasn't hurt nobody. It was just little shit I was on. And then the way that the laws are, they had to be classified as felonies because of what the crimes were.
Gotcha.
But there wasn't nothing that you'd be like, oh my God, like what? No, I wasn't no shit like that. I wasn't dealing with no drugs, no shit like that.
Okay.
But no, I'm grateful for the lessons God taught me in life, and I'm forever grateful for the people who have put me in a position to make better decisions and better judgment on certain things. So
Yes.
I don't take nothing for granted now at this
Hello.
point.
Well, in closing, is there any final words you would like to leave with the audience of the Blown
Yeah,
Bubbles
man, I gotta let
podcast?
them know. Listen, it's your boy Nick LaVelle, and I have a major music and taste festival coming here in Atlanta. All right, called the True Colors Music and Taste Fest. Starring myself, No Cap, Baby Drill, Leighton Green, Sada Baby, Zay France, Stephen G, Blake Kiana, a bunch of dope Atlanta artists, up-and-coming artists across the country. It's gonna be a good vibe. August 18th, make sure y'all pull up. And then I just got the whole well weekend, you know, from the 16th to the 18th. We got a celebrity basketball game. I would definitely love you and your team to come out, catch some media. It's a back-to-school drive. The goal is to raise at least 500 book bags to give away to students across the metro Atlanta area, or just in general, just students in general. So bring the kids, bring the children, and let's vibe out.
For sure. I'm definitely down. I'm doing one tomorrow, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where at?
In Clayton County. It's right on Highway 85.
Yeah, send me the details. If I can pull up, I will definitely try to make it for sure.
Okay. Yay. All right. Well, I thank you so much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. You have surprised me, blew my mind. I didn't. Sometimes you just don't know what to expect.
Absolutely.
I don't rehearse anything. All of this is freestyle. So, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and you definitely have a fan in me. We didn't even really get into the music. Make sure you follow Nick LaVelle. Tell the people where your socials are at.
Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at It's Nick LaVelle 1. New single out right now with Sada Baby called Tap In. My single with Jacquees called Wi-Fi is moving and shaking through everything. And then I got another single getting ready to drop in a few weeks called Why You Messing With Me, featuring Skilla Baby and Stephen G. Make sure y'all tap in with me.
Damn. Thought you ain't know nobody in my city.
Haha.
Yeah, you know, I know. I told you I'm a fan.
She right here. She locked in, y'all.
Y'all, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Blowing Bubbles podcast. Y'all stay positive.